Pastor, how does God forget the sins? And people who have had a bad life, or have done things in their life, multiple things in their life, might have a problem coming back. And I talk with people about this. They have this thing in the back of their head. I know God haven't got all that stuff I've done. No way. I know he got to be thinking about it when you look at me. Amen. Amen. Aren't you glad God not like us? Yes. He at least got to be thinking about it, because one of them was real bad. He at least got to be thinking about it. No, he's not thinking about it. Pastor, how do you know? You're not God. No, I know what his word. You see, here's the reason. You see, I'm going to bring this down to where we at. We're going to understand this thing today. Hey, when someone owes you money and they have not paid you back, are y'all with me now? Every time they come into your presence, y'all talk back to me again. Tell us, know yourself. You thinking about that money they owe you. Am I right about it? I told you we're going to get this thing straight in here. Now watch this. If they pay off the debt in full, if the debt has been paid in full, and they come back to you then, you're not thinking about the money. Why? Because the debt has been paid in full. How is it that we know God does not remember your sins? Because when you've been cleansed by the blood of Jesus, your debt has been paid in full. And you no longer owe God anything, because Jesus paid it all. I wish I had somebody. I'm not in debt. You go to the bank, you owe money, they want to see you. They can't see you, they'll send you something in the mail. Amen. But they better not send me a statement if my bill has been paid in full. Come on, somebody. Because I'll take it back down into them. Amen. That's right. Y'all need to pay y'all accounts. Because I ain't giving y'all another dime. Y'all talk back to me. I have paid y'all everything. That's why when Jesus sets you free, the Bible says, you shall be free indeed. So this means that forgiven sinners have a clean slate, because God cleanses and he reconciles us, and you can come back to God. So to anyone in here, as I close, I'm moving to the next point. To anyone who has reservations that God has not forgotten your sins, I want you to remember what I just said. As long as your debt has been completely paid, you can come before him and you don't owe anything. Jesus paid the ransom. And the debt has been paid in full. I tell you what, we ought to come to church every Sunday with a cheerful heart and joy and clapping in our hands and patting in our feet. Because the debt has been paid. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Let's move on. Let's move on. Amen. Let's get some more good stuff. Brothers and sisters, we're gonna this next part should only take us a minute, but I just want to read these verses. God declares. I'm on page 15 now. Everybody should have that. You didn't have 13 or 14. I'm on page 15 now. Okay, yeah, I'm on page 15. God declares there are no other gods. We just read that, but I just want to read I'm going to just pile on. I want to pile on because, lest anyone think that maybe some other people have a point about there being other gods. I at least want God to make his own case. And let's listen to what he says. Do you see where it says God declares there are no other gods, page 15? Now, I'm going to just read those verses. They're short. I'm going to read all of them. And I'll just listen to what these verses say. It starts with Isaiah 44:6b. I just want to read them in quick succession. The second part of chapter, verse 6, it says, I am the first and I am the last. Apart from me there is no God. Turn to chapter 45, verse 5. 45, verse 5. Does anyone have any doubt? I am the Lord, and there is no other. Apart from me there is no God. I will strengthen you, though you have not acknowledged me, so that from the rising of the sun to the place of its setting, people may know there is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is no other. 45:18. 45:18. For this is what the Lord says. He who created the heavens, He is God. He who fashioned and made the earth, He founded it. He did not create it to be empty, but formed it to be inhabited. He says, I am the Lord, and there is no other. Chapter 45, 21. 45, 21. At the end of verse 21, he says, and there is no God apart from me, a righteous God and a Savior. There is none but me. Last one. Chapter 46, verse 9, he says, remember the former things, those of long ago. I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me. How many times did he just say that in just 3 chapters? And you still have some Christians who don't read their Bible out there saying, who knows, there may be other gods. We don't know. Well, can I ask a question? Wouldn't God be qualified to answer that question? Yes. If we want to know if there are other gods, you don't ask a person. Who would you ask? A God. God, is there anybody else up there besides you? How many times did he just say, besides me, there are no other? Brothers and sisters, stand on the word. Well, how do you think there got to be 3 billion Muslims in the world? There must be another. No, God says there are no other God. The God of the Bible is the only living God who can deliver and save. He's talking to the Israelites here. Again, let me repeat. He keeps telling them this because all those people around them keep telling them there are other gods. Oh no, your God ain't. There's a sun God, there's a mountain God, there's a sea God, there's a God that grows all the fruits and vegetables. There's gods in some of the cows and some of the donkeys. There's gods who make you rich. There are gods who punish you. There are gods. Your God ain't the only one. Y'all got that wrong. He kept telling them, I am God, and besides me, there is no other. There ain't nothing like bringing up some other gods to make you doubt the true God. And so then, many Israelites turned to false gods when they went to these places. And when they got into trouble, when things got terribly bad, we all went out of time. They kept praying to them false gods, kept praying to them. Nothing changed. After a while, they said, you know what? I do recall God bringing us out of Egypt. You know what? I do recall my great-great-granddaddy telling me how he walked across the Red Sea. I do recall how he said they ran out of food and manna came from heaven. I do recall them running out of water and God brought water from a rock. I do recall them not having an army but marching around a city called Jericho 7 times. And on the 7th day they marched around 7 times and the wall fell down and they won the victory. I do recall Gideon having only 300 soldiers. Amen. And went up against a Midianite army with about 180,000, and when everything was said and done, the 300 were still alive, the 180,000 were dead. I do recall, amen, God sending a pestilence in Egypt, amen, of frogs. I do recall turning the the water into blood. I do recall the nets and the flies. I do recall one night he sent a death angel and all the firstborn of Egypt were killed. And the Pharaoh who said he wasn't going to let us go, he said, "Will y'all please hurry up and get out of here." I can't fight your God. I do recall that God. I think I go back and serve him. In Babylon, I ain't nothing but a slave. And they ain't going to do nothing but keep me a slave. How many can recall some things God has done for us? Give him glory, give him honor, give him praise. Let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we declare that you are God, and besides you, there is none other. You are the one who's brought us. And in this Black History Month, as we look back on all the struggles you brought us through. Even in poverty, you gave us good health. Even without access to doctors, you allowed us to get over pneumonias and flus and all manner of diseases and injuries. And you blessed us to have all that we have now. You are the one who deserves the praise and honor and glory. Keep us safe as we leave this place and we find our loved ones doing well. To you, O Lord God, be all honor, glory, majesty, and praise. In Jesus' name, let the church say amen. 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 Amen.